So do you think in the time that you've worked with wolves, has it gone better, worse, uh, as far as the you having to rescue?
When I first started, my dream goal was to assist in stopping, or at least reducing the ownership of wild
Right.
animals. But that was pre-internet.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
once we got the internet and people were able to voice their false opinions and their
Right.
false information and say, oh, wolves are great pets, it went out of control. And I realized about 2 years after the advent of the internet, there's no way we're going to get a handle on stopping the breeding, buying, selling, and ownership of wolves, wolf dogs, and other exotic animals.
Right.
Because now you can, with the click of a mouse and a credit card, you can buy any animal on just about any animal on that lives on land
Right.
on planet Earth.
Right.
I always used to say that the only thing you can't get is a panda bear because China owns them all.
Sure.
But technically, you could rent one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that what zoos do? They
Yeah,
technically rent pandas for the
yeah,
uh, what do you call it? To, I guess, bring in the crowd, and
yeah.
then they
To boost their income.
right,
Yeah,
exactly. And that goes for, not just necessarily pandas, but when you guys see, we got new baby cubs at the blah 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 zoo, you know that there's something going on, because they're obviously not advertising mom and dad or the uncles
right.
and that are already, a few years old, and usually what happens with those animals, and they get traded, through the back door.
Yep.
And this goes the same with, pseudo sanctuaries and zoos, accredited zoos as well. So that's,
Yeah,
yeah, it's unfortunate, and you're right. It's because of the internet. It's made it so much easier for people to just go online and just be able to purchase just about every exotic animal, and you'll even scroll down to social media and people playing with, certain whatever specific exotic animal that they have. And
yep. Well,
do you think that is it? Obviously, the laws here in the U.S. need to change, but they're because they're very relaxed. I mean, I don't think any of these people that are trading these animals are getting, nothing more than just a little, quick slap on the wrist and a fine.
yeah, and the other issue is if a celebrity
Yeah.
buys a tiger or a wolf, then why can't I have one?
Right.
And you're not going to stop me from doing what I want to do.
Right.
And then of course there's sort of the states like
Yeah.
Texas. You and I know that the state of Texas has more tigers in captivity than there are wild
Sure.
tigers on the
Yeah.
planet. And I made mention to that to one of my parents' friends just the other day, who came over, and he was saying, "Oh, I got to bottle feed a baby
Oh
tiger,
boy.
a few years ago." I said, "Yeah," and I'll bet you that baby tiger is dead now.
Yeah.
It's likely after that 6 month period, because they're allowed to have the public can handle them for the
For
first.
6 months.
I think it's 4 or 6 months of their
I think,
life.
yeah. Six.
Then they're shipped off to a canned hunt
Yeah.
farm or something like that, where you get to walk in and pay a fee and shoot an animal and be a proud, mighty hunter.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
to me, that is one of the most disgusting things that any human being could participate
Right.
in, and that should absolutely be outlawed.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's always something that I always, tell people. If you're going to go on vacation, just make sure you avoid some of those roadside zoos where you're going to take a photo, or you're going to go out, on holiday to, some other country where things are even more relaxed than they are here in the U.S.
Right.
Trust me, that tiger does not want to sit on your lap. Most likely, it's probably drugged 24 hours a day. So you can imagine, imagine yourself being drugged all day, being lethargic. So that's definitely something we always tell, people. You have to realize that you're doing more harm to these animals by paying for that $100 $50 photo than you are by not going. So
Well, yeah, and the thing is, but we're helping them feed the animals. No, you're
no.
really not.
Well, yeah, you could be helping them feed the animals for the first 6 months, and
Yeah,
then they're dead, just like you
yeah,
said.
And then there's the later phenomena is that we stop the tourism to those places and they start to get financially strapped, and then what happens to the animals?
Right.
Then the animals are in dire need of rescue, or the owner simply walks away.
Right.
How many stories have you heard of that, where the facility, the owners just walk away and leave it to the public to decide what's going to happen, or worse,
Right.
where the owners are in such dire straits that they commit suicide. You're familiar
Yep.
with that one?
Yeah. Well.
I think there was two of those.
Yeah, I think that was the
incidences.
first one was out in Ohio. I remember we just talked to Tim Harrison about it. And I believe he was somewhat involved in that. He's a retired a police officer and paramedic as well. So yeah, he had a lot to talk about that. I had a whole issue. So he's witnessed a lot of those incidents as
Yeah,
well.
I was so frustrated with that when they just uh, if I would have been in charge, if they would have called me, I would have said, because it happened at nighttime, so they were really uncertain of what was really happening inside. You're not about to go in at nighttime when there's tigers walking around in a facility walking free. And I just kept saying, just surround them with headlights, wait till morning,
Yeah.
and then assess what's going on, and get professionals
Right.
there. But a lot of deaths
Yeah.
happened in that, and animals that didn't have to be killed were
Right.
killed. But the thing is, there aren't empty facilities waiting for those types of things to happen. And every sanctuary that I know of is almost always at the edge of being full, or not having enough money to take on any other rescues.
Exactly.
And we know, you and I know factually, everybody who's listening to this knows factually, there are people that could bankroll a sanctuary out of the change in their pocket because they have that
Oh,
much
absolutely.
money. But it's not a priority.
No, absolutely not. It's not. I mean, you can count. There's tons of those billionaires out there that could, take out the pocket in their change, like you said, and help with climate change, but yet they're not doing it.
No.
It's
No, it's more fun to go ahead and build a rocket and take you and your brother up into space for half an hour
Sure.
or whatever it is, than to actually do something that's going to benefit society and those that can't do anything for themselves, like the animals.
exactly. No, I
Yeah, it's
completely agree.
this ego-based society that we're in today is just getting more and more disheartening
Right.
for me.
Right.